It's episode 14 of the Airdrie Football Manager Career Mode. Last time out, it was alright. We're leading the championship. This time out, things have took a turn for the worse. There's crippling debt issues that are going to be sneaking up on us. We're still rich as a club, but when you're forking out like a couple of million each week, and you've only got a certain amount of money with no revenue coming in, that spells disaster for the club. But, you know, we'll get to that at a later date. That's not really going to affect us until the end of this season, until we get into the Premiership, when we're probably getting points deductions left, right and centre. But it is what it is. But in terms of this, we did play a few games off camera. We beat Morton 5-1. We get beat by Dundee 3-2. We beat St Johnstone 2-0. We beat Raith Rovers 4-2. Pretty good win against Inverness, and then, you know, there is a lot more inconsistency this year, even with a much better team. Like, we're going to realistically walk the championship, but I don't know how it's going to play out in the Premiership. Of course, I mean, we don't have a star-studded squad. It's literally, you know, about 6 players that are, you know, different gravy, and the rest is literally just the League One team that we had last year. So it'll be interesting to see how it's going to go in the Premiership. We should be getting promoted this season easily. I'm not gonna be surprised if that doesn't happen. But we are going to try and make a few signings in this episode. Lewis Jameson, he will be joining us permanently once we hit the 1st of January. We also drew Ross County 1 each. We beat Cove Rangers 3-0, and then Queen of the South beat us 2-1. And I don't know what it is about Queen of the South, right? Whether it be this episode or not, but they just seem to have our number, and I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. But next up, guys, is the Scottish Cup third round against Partick Thistle. Of course, last year we made it to Hampden. We made it to the semi-final, where we did get put out by Rangers, but we put up a valiant effort, and we beat Partick Thistle on the way during that journey. So you're going to have to stick with this episode, man, because I'm expecting big things in the Scottish Cup third round. It is what it is. But end of the game, there is the team we're going for. I mean, you know, the usual suspects, the usual players in there. Hopefully, though, Shankland and Fatty can get the job done. There is the team, you know, it's a decent team. He's like near 40, he's done. I mean, we signed him for like 200 quid at last season. I mean, I doubt he'll be playing any more games, but it is the Cup, so I thought we'd give him a go. There is the Partick Thistle team. A few faces I remember in there for last season in that encounter. I believe Partick Thistle get relegated because they aren't in the Championship this year, unless they get promoted. I don't know where they are, but it's through to Smith. He squares it to Akua, and it is 1-0. 45 seconds into the game, but the referee, the assistant, has put up his flag, and thankfully for us, it is disallowed. I mean, it looks clearly off there. We can't really see the top bit, but good bad play by Partick Thistle. They caught us sleeping, but hopefully we can catch them sleeping as Alex Lowry finds Mikey Johnston. Finds Alex Lowry, takes a touch outside the boot, gets his 6th goal of the season, and Airdrie lead at the Pennycar Stadium. 5 minutes on the clock. Lovely jubbly, that's what we like to see. Hopefully we can get more of them. Good play though from us for Dice to Hickey. We've got a bit of lag, man. The internet connection up in Airdrie's not that good, but it's whipped across and it's Anzu Fati. It says his 2nd goal of the season. That has to be wrong. There's no way we are fucking in December and that's his 2nd goal of the season for being one of our star players. I think I got it wrong because I remember looking and I thought it said like 14 or something, but that's what it is. But it's time for substitutions. We did change the formation mid-match to play 2 up top. Hopefully give a few people a few chances. But this kid, Kane Gunman, look at that, it's saying he's 5 stars. Don't know who the fuck he is, but hopefully he can lay the smack down as we've got 7 minutes to go. A ball is blootered forward to O'Kale. Can he get his goal? He does. He squeezes it past Ross Doherty with the assist, but it's been ruled out again. Partick Thistle have had 2 goals ruled out in this game. But if you look at the stats, you look at the action of the game, I think we did deserve this. Can't really complain with it too much. But as for our objective, we're going to say promotion by winning the league, because I mean, it realistically should be getting done that way, but they're not giving us any more money. But it's time to look at a few more players to bring in, and we're playing Raith Rovers next. Jameson is currently injured, so yeah, not good. Then he'll probably start training with the reserves before he gets back. I mean, look at that, he scored 36 goals and 36 appearances last season for us. I believe that was just the league. I believe he actually did. He got more than that, but we've beat Raith Rovers there 3-0, good result. We do lead by 13 points in the Championship, but Tell you what, guys, things are going to go downhill here. We've managed to get Liam Delap on loan. Such a good player to be able to bring in loan to the fucking Scottish Championship. We've put in a bid for, what's his name? Fucking Stephen O'Donnell. Because we needed a right back. We drew 4 each way in Inverness. Not exactly the greatest thing of all time, but you know what, we'll take that. But Liam Delap has joined Airdrie, and the gap is actually 14 points now. Delap makes his debut. We've put in 2.5 million there, or 1.5, sorry, should I say, for Stevie O'Donnell. Next up, we've got a game against Ross County. I did try something different here to put our attacking options up front. I did stick us with 3 at the back, and we got beat 7-4. 6-1 at half time. I have no idea how that's happened. An absolutely insane scoreline, 11 goals, man. Absolutely bonkers, it truly is. I mean, it's a mad scoreline, man. I mean, we both had 17 shots each, but obviously us playing 3 at the back with a few defenders low on fitness was probably the wrong call. But it is what it is, and hopefully it doesn't dent the players' confidence too much. So the gap at the top of the league is still 14 points, but a few of those teams, of course, have got a game in hand to go. I mean, 7-4, I mean, when would you see the league leaders get beat that much? But 2.5 million, they've rejected there for O'Donnell, so I've just pulled out the deal. And then our next game in the Trust Trophy quarter-final, we get beat 4-3 by Queen of the South, who scored 3 goals really late on, really, just to fucking shaft us. Not good at all, but I mean, let's be real, that trophy is shite, if we're being honest. We get 8 grand or so from it. Next up, Queen of the South again. It just seems like we're taking on Queen of the South every time, but here we go. Big John Lundstram. Can we bang in? John Lundstram is the best on earth. I mean, he's shite every fucking career mode save I do with Rangers. I try and sell him. But here we are, Airdrie. I feel like he'd be a decent signing, so we're going to try and get him. Charlie McCann. Rangers want to send him out on loan, and I'm like, you know what, actually, Charlie McCann will be a really good option for us, so why not bring him in until the end of the season? But we know they're probably wanting us to pay 70%, which isn't particularly good. But if we put up a wee monthly fee, maybe they'll accept 60 is the gimmick here. You get 2.5 grand of, oh ho, there you go, only a few months on that. So Charlie McCann and John Lundstram could be making their way in, man. A busy windows. Graham Weir has announced his decision to retire. Absolutely clinical depression there for big Graham Weir. Tony Sibic, but look at that. Charlie McCann has joined us on loan. And then Lundstram has accepted his offer, so hopefully yes, there we go. John Lundstram has joined Airdrie for 235,000. Good deal. I mean, a player with experience. I mean, yeah, like I say, he's not good enough for Rangers, but I feel like, you know, for a team that is going to get brought into the Premiership, he can lay the smack down. We're putting in a loan offer as well for Stephen Welsh. We're hoovering all the talent off the old firm. I mean, here they wanted us to pay 100% of the wage. I'm trying to get 80, 90. But you know what? In the end, you kind of just have to agree to disagree. And that's exactly what we've done here. I looked at other players that we could maybe potentially sign for from Celtic. And I did put a wee bid in for Davy Turnbull, and hopefully we can get him, but it would be a pre-contract. But in the last game of the episode, we drew 2 each for Queen of the South. The gap at the top has went down to 9, but we've signed in some great players. So hopefully for 15, we can bounce back. But until then,